Look at these. These are just the pecans that I have cracked this morning. Now, tell me, and whenever I put the camera on myself, it's going to look really different. If these can be grown right there, right behind me, just like if peaches can grow, just like if elderberries can grow, why aren't we incentivizing that? Whenever we have a tree giveaway, we ought to be giving away peaches and pecans. We ought to be giving away elderberries. We ought to have entire tree farms with amended soils that are being cultivated in a food forest that is itself managing. It's a self-managing system that is more regenerative. When the leaves are composted on site as they descend, when you're maximizing the ability of your waste to be reinvested in something I'm never going to be perfectly sustainable, but I can be warmer if I have something that restricts the loss of heat in my neck. I can feel better in the cold, and if I want to, it can become a baklava. It looks funny, I know. I call it an Oklahoma burqa. You know, this is a uThrones burqa. Look at those. See, I still need to crack those. I'm going to use these for some type of demonstration at City Council. You know, I like to plant a walnut tree. But I just have to do with what I've got. I planted a peach tree, I planted a cherry tree, planted another cherry tree, planted another peach tree, planted a pear tree, planted another pear tree, and then I planted a last peach tree. Yeah. You do what you can with what you have. And the sense of satisfaction when you make those choices is immense. It's immense. If you see this, and if you care, and you want to help people discover how to enhance their balance, which is to enhance their self-knowledge, then they need this system. They need to understand the cultural cycles that have been taking this nation between these different, what do I say? These different cultural personality demographics. Each age based on these fairly generalized descriptions of the dominant culture that was influencing the next generation. Each cultural evolution is active and is being influenced by every generation who is alive. The way that we raise our children, the types of advice we give to people who are younger than us. How willing are we to listen to the advice when given to us? This is just hilarious. All you do is you take a shirt, and then you put it on like you were going to wear it, and instead of pulling it down, you pull it back, and you find that point at which it gives you enough of a cranial stimulation such that it helps you align better. And this is kind of stretched out, so it doesn't work quite as well as it used to. And that's the thing, you're going to stretch your shirts out. You have to anticipate that, which is why it's great to have a lot of them. You know, we have so many textiles in this country, and those mechanized looms and the people who are, you know, putting those rivets on the jeans and who are, it is a huge global system, and we've got to start shifting our consumption more to the Goodwill Salvation Army model. You know, I get custom clothes that I'm communicating with, and then I do order some pants online. Almost all of my dress shirts, I've ordered some ties online. But I'm aware of it. I try as much as I can. You know, Goodwill is like life. You know, you don't know what you're going to find. And those people who work there are working in a chemical environment, in an aromatically toxified. It's toxified to a certain point, but those chemicals are functioning. All the dirt and the bacteria and all of the sources for life to be created, that substrata that life can use to survive, they're all present. Thus, you've got to counterbalance that with that which breaks those particles up into their constituent molecules that don't present any capability for being used as something that life, bacteria, can take in and use for fuel. Thus, we're starving it. Thus, we're breaking down its cellular walls, its molecular castle fortifications. But why am I talking about that? You know, this has got to be part of the solution. AI is part of the solution. Electric vehicles are part of the solution. But so is gardening. So is this postural approach to manifesting what it is that we want in our life, to working towards it. You've got to be mindful of who you are. If you aren't emotionally aware, if you aren't physiologically aware, if you aren't psychologically aware, then you're always going to be thinking and moving at the whim of your instincts, which is great. A lot of people have instincts and capabilities that are innate, based on their design, based on their bone structure, based on their dimensions. Wide, tall, this way, that way. You know, everyone has some unique quality that is specifically empowering for them. And it's almost as if the purpose of life is to find ways to maintain these alignments that are themselves synergistic. In terms of the way that they can be used to enhance and improve the way in which we train each individual sector. This is sector training. Now, how small are those sectors? They could be inches. What can the rest of your hand touch? What are those dimensional relationships? Are there any that conform perfectly? Ah! And those that are free, what are they doing? What's their range? You have these relationships all over your body. All over your body. And once you find them on that side, you've got to squeeze and rotate. Then you've got to lift and rotate. You see, you've got to go to the other side in this. These different sectors. One is along your center line. One is squeezing your inner thighs. One is lifting with your inner thighs. Or with that center line, that upward sector. Then you're doing it while you're flexing out. It's those three. You can flex out, you can flex in, and then you can flex in the center in whatever direction, because that's the choreography. That's your internal knowledge. All right. Hey, thanks for watching. This is about as important as information could be, in my opinion. You know, posture at all levels, alignment, relaxation at all levels. It's just the way. It's the future, and it's the way. Thanks, y'all. Good luck.